Welcome to Mrs. Belange's Moodle Classroom. The topic today is exponent rules, or power rule, for exponents. We'll begin the lesson today with explaining power rules for powers or exponents. It's when the base x is raised to a power of y, which is the exponent y, and then the entire base and exponent is raised to another exponent, z. The power rule tells us that if we have x raised to the y power and we're raising that again to a z power, that we're going to multiply our exponents. I'll explain why this works. Here's an example. I have x to the fourth power raised again to the third power. The exponent 3 indicates that everything in parentheses is multiplied to itself 3 times, giving 3 factors of x to the fourth. And here's what it looks like. X to the fourth times x to the fourth times x to the fourth. If I expand this further, the exponent 4 inside the parentheses indicates there are 4 factors of x in each set of parentheses. And when that's expanded, we end up having 4 factors of x, 1, 2, 3, 4, multiplied to another 4 factors of x, 1, 2, 3, 4, multiplied to another 4 factors of x, 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives us a total of 12 factors of x multiplied to itself. In another example, I now have 2 different bases inside parentheses. Each one of this set of parentheses is multiplied to itself 4 times. So when we expand it, this is what it looks like. And if we expand it one step further, like we did in the previous problem, it becomes a very long, tedious process. But if we look at it, I have 2 factors of x times 2 factors of x times 2 factors of x times 2 factors of x. This is done 4 times. We can look at this and say, well, x raised to the power of 2 means I have 2 factors of x, multiply it to itself 4 times. So if I have 2 factors of x multiplied to itself 4 times, and I have 3 factors of y multiplied to itself 4 times, I can just multiply my exponents, and that shows, in the example above, I actually have 8 factors of x multiplied to 12 factors of x. So it would be much easier to take the power rule at its first step instead of expanding. But the expansion really shows us what the exponents are doing. In our next example, we now have a real number. Now, a real number is just its own factor. Here, I can say 3 is raised to the first power because there's no power there, so we know it to be 1. So I'm going to take everything in parentheses. So 3 raised to the power of 1, so I have 3 raised to the power of 3, which is 1 times 3. X, 3 factors of x, multiply it to itself another 3 times. So I have 3 factors of x multiplied to itself 3 times, and 6 factors of y multiplied to itself 3 times. So applying the power rule, the first step, makes it a much easier problem. And this just gives us 3 raised to the power of 3 times x raised to the power of 9 times y raised to the power of 18. I can now simplify this one more step because I do know what 3 raised to the power of 3 is, and it's 27. So I have 27 times x to the 9th power times y to the 18th power. Okay, I'm going to have you try these examples. I'll give you a few seconds and see if you can apply the power rule to these 2 examples. Start with the first one and we'll check your answer. Okay, so we have a negative 5 raised to the second power. So that gives me a negative 5 times a negative 5, which gives us 25. X, two factors of x, multiplied to itself twice, gives us a total of 4 factors of x multiplied together. 4 factors of y multiplied to itself twice gives us 8 factors multiplied together, and z gives us 6 factors of z. I hope this was your answer. Okay, try the second one and we'll see if you get that one correct. Okay, now we have 2 factors of 2. Well, 2 factors of 2 is really just 2 squared, so that gives us 4. So if we take 4 and raise that to the power of 4, we get 256. Then we have 2 factors of x multiplied to itself 4 times. It gives us 8 factors total multiplied to themselves. Then we have y raised to the power of 4. So I have 4 factors of y multiplied to itself 4 more times. That will give us a total of 16 factors of y multiplied to itself. And then z raised to the power of 5 multiplied another 4 times to itself gives us 20 factors of z. So this concludes our lesson for today, and I hope this is helpful and you are able to use the power rule because it will make simplifying these expressions much easier.